adventurers, and welcome back to my channel. Today we are in San Antonio on the Riverwalk, where we are about to go and find something amazing to eat at the Hard Rock Cafe. Let's roll the intro and get right inside. I'm starving. They also are using the QR code, but they also take your temperature before you come in. That's wild. But it was pretty accurate. When it took my temperature, it was pretty much what I normally run, which is crazy that you can literally walk past it and it tells you that. There it goes. There's the menu pulling up right there. Okay, now we have to figure out what we want. Oh, so many choices here. Okay, so in addition to the QR code, they do actually have real menus also. So that kind of is a little bit easier for most people to use, especially if you don't have that app on your phone. Many options, and I definitely want the biggest glass of water ever. Oh, but look at this. This looks so good. Not yet. I need to pick food first. Yeah. For today's meal, we are sitting in the Janis Joplin booth, which is kind of cool. Each booth at the Hard Rock Cafe has a different theme, and I have to say that this looks a little bit more remodeled than the first time I had been here. That was a long time ago though, so it kind of makes sense. It also is very different than some of the other Hard Rocks that I have been to. So I don't know if this is a universal remodel or just something that's here.
This is right here, the Janis Joplin.
She was born at Port Arthur. That's very cool. And then Mom has somebody else behind her. Who's behind me? Cream. Jack Bruce. Look at that. There we go.
Okay, I'm going to ask the question. Who is that?
Mom. It says right on the sign who that is.
Well, I'll have to turn her over.
Parents belong to Clint Black and are autographed. And they have probably been on CMT at some point. On the menu today, we did get a couple of different items, and we're probably going to end up splitting them. I ended up with the twisted mac and cheese. Now, the mac and cheese is going to have some red peppers in there, and it's supposed to be really, really yummy. I haven't had this before. Mom ended up with what?
Nachos without any jalapenos.
Now, if you've watched any of my other vlogs where we've been on adventures and Mom's been here, clearly there is a theme. She does not do jalapenos. Okay, so this is what Mom's nachos look like. Look at this. It is huge. This plate, just for a comparison, right here. Let me show you. This is my hand, and I'm setting my hand beside the plate. And look at this. It's huge.
Best of all, no jalapenos, so I can eat it.
Mom's happy that there's no jalapenos. It looks really yummy though, and it's a massive plate. Although, we're just gonna take this one little piece off because this one jalapeno did make it onto her plate. Oh, and she wouldn't have liked it at all. It's delicious, but it definitely has a little spice. This right here is my mac and cheese. So we have these two pieces of toast, some amazing mac and cheese with red peppers and chicken to go along with it. Okay, Mom's up first. She is grabbing a nacho and trying to make sure it has some toppings on it there. The way that it's spread out is a little bit different. Okay, here we go. Good flavor? Good crunch? Good crunch. Good crunch. I'm going to dig in just to the mac and cheese first. Get a nice, ooh, look at that cheesy bite right there. Cheesy. Ooh, it just keeps on pulling. Oh wow. This is about to be the messy gooiness that I'm so excited about, but I'm probably gonna get it everywhere. It has a very rich cheddary flavor to it, and the perfect texture to the pasta. Now, whenever you eat mac and cheese, a lot of people like to leave it a little bit more al dente, and that is great. Some people, though, leave it a little crunchy, and some overcook it. Here, it's perfect. It's right there in the middle at that al dente. Now comes the chicken, though. I'm really eager to see how this chicken tastes. It looks lightly seasoned with a little bit of pepper, and I want to pick just a medium-sized piece, but it looks like I'm going to fight with it and have a big one. The char is great. We're doing all right, ladies? I make a mess. I swear. That's just me. The flavor though has that nice grilled flavor that's a little bit of a flame underneath it. A little bit of salt, a little bit of pepper. Nothing too much, but it's so moist. And so when you bite into it, it doesn't have that stringy texture that sometimes chicken can take on if it's overcooked. It's the perfect texture. For this meal, Mom and I are gonna kind of split up what we got because there's so much food and I want to taste hers and I know she wants to taste mine. So as we go here, I'm kind of excited. We have quite the meal right here on this table. Now, something that I will mention, when you're coming to Hard Rock, it is a little bit more expensive when you're eating right here on the Riverwalk. So an average meal that would be in the maybe $10, $12, $13 range becomes an $18, $19 range real quick. Something I do find a little strange, just a little, not bad, but strange. The little red peppers in here. Some of them are cooked and almost squish in your mouth. The others have a little crunch to them. So I think that it's strange that it's not the same for every bite.
I have a question. What kind of cheese do you think this white cheese is? It's pretty creamy tasting. Does it look like the same as the yellow? It melts it. It's more of a saucy.
Maybe it's a white queso.
Maybe.
Maybe. Yeah. Now that she's talking about this white cheese, I have to try one, so I'm gonna get one of these real quick. Okay, I got one off of the edge that has this white cheese on it. That is really creamy. And very different than the other cheese, like she said. I feel like it has to be a queso. I think it has to be a queso.
I think it has a chili spice on it. What do you think?
I don't know. I didn't taste a lot of chili. I noticed though over there that you're needing some new napkins probably.
Yeah. Pretty messy.
They're delicious. But they're messy?
I'm sorry.
It's a little harder to hear in here because they do have all the top 40 hits, which is kind of cool. And at the same time, it's not a place that you're going to want to bring like a romantic date. You're just not going to be able to sit down in here and have that personal connection. There are lots of places along the Riverwalk where you can, and I would probably suggest one of those instead. But this is a great place to just come and have a good meal and a good time and just grub. It's a great place for that. Not to mention they play music videos and lots of cool music. So yeah, I'm working my way through this for quite some time and we had a very busy day, so I was starving when I got here. But even with that said, it's like the pasta just keeps growing. I have finally mastered what this flavor reminds me of in like the best way possible. And it came to it being the last bite, which by itself doesn't look like macaroni. It looks like something familiar though. What do you think it looks like? Here, let's take a closer look. Like to you. If you said pimento cheese, that is the taste I've been tasting this whole time, trying to figure it out. And I personally love pimento cheese, so it made me so happy. But it's like the best pimento cheese possible because it has noodles in it. Oh, that sounds weird, but that's the flavor. In another attempt to also go without contact, they're also doing pay at the table. But instead of a touch screen, you can scan a QR code also at your table and it pops up your check. And this is what that looks like right here. So we went ahead and scanned that, and now we can go in and pay using our smartphone, which is way easier. They also do, I think, allow you to pay by card if you can't use that, but I think we're just gonna pay at the table. It's finalizing right now. Was that easy one? That was easy. I feel like a lot of companies will be moving to this system even after things start to kind of regulate. So it's very convenient and super handy. There's no card exchange whatsoever, and it is a secure site. So that's really, really nice. Now with that said, I think we're gonna wave the flag, and move on. We're gonna get outside and I'll give you our final thoughts. So we just wrapped it up at the Hard Rock, as you can see right there. And Mom, what were your final thoughts on what we just ate?
Okay, the food was delicious. I had way more than I needed. It did fill me up, and I left some, and it tasted perfect until the very end. It had seasoned salt on it, and so I think it all went to the bottom.
Those are good thoughts. Those are very good thoughts. Now, as for me, I finally figured out what that flavor was, and it was so reminiscent of something the entire time that I was eating, but I couldn't place it. And I was really happy that I finally tied it all together. Now, I did not eat the bread. There was no way I could physically eat 2 pieces of bread after also eating all of that pasta. The portions are huge. Now, with that said, again, let's talk a little bit about prices. It is a little bit more pricey than you would typically find on a restaurant in any other area of San Antonio. You're right here on the Riverwalk, so you do pay premiums. Now, I have a fun little story to wrap up this video. This Hard Rock Cafe right here was the first Hard Rock Cafe that I've ever been to. I came here when I was probably in my teens, like 13 or 14, and whenever we came, we explored the Riverwalk and found some place to eat, and this was our option. The first time I ever ate here, I think I ate chicken strips. That was my first experience, and this is my current experience, and I'm so happy that it all come full circle. Until next time, guys, I hope you've enjoyed today's video. If you did, leave a like on this video, subscribe, and ring the bell for notifications of future uploads. Bye, guys!